Hello and welcome to French Philosophers React, your daily philosophical take on the news headlines. This is an AI-generated podcast based directly on the writings of the philosophers discussed, but like all AI, it can make mistakes. In the news today, September 28th, 2024, latest updates on Israeli strikes in Lebanon and the Middle East crisis. Israel's military has stepped up attacks on Hezbollah, with a massive strike on the Iran-backed movement's command center targeting leader Hassan Nasrallah. The strikes have led to a significant escalation of the conflict, sparking fears that it could spiral out of control. Key developments. Israel has bombed Beirut's southern suburbs for 5 hours straight, causing widespread destruction and chaos. At least 6 people were killed and 91 injured in Friday's attack, with many more feared trapped under rubble. The Lebanese Health Ministry is urging hospitals in unaffected areas to stop admitting non-urgent cases to make space for patients from affected areas. Israel has ordered residents of southern Beirut to evacuate and warned of plans to strike 3 specific buildings in the area. Hezbollah has responded with rocket attacks on Israeli cities, including Safed, Carmiel, and Sa'ar. The U.S. has directed the Pentagon to assess and adjust American forces in the Middle East following Friday's attacks. International reaction. The European Union's Foreign Affairs chief expressed regret that no power could stop Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu from his aggressive stance. Tens of thousands of people protested in Iranian cities and the Yemeni capital to condemn Israeli attacks on Lebanon and Gaza. The UN Secretary-General reiterated his call for a Middle East ceasefire, emphasizing that Gaza remains the epicenter of violence. Commentary: The Fractured Mirror, unpacking the inherent ambiguity of shared existence. In the midst of the latest Israeli strikes in Lebanon, we are reminded once again of the intricate tapestry of human community and the far-reaching reverberations of war on our communal lives. As Jean-Luc Nancy astutely observed, if we want to think about war in a way that is at once more rigorous and more responsible, we must first admit that it is not just a matter of armies and weapons, but also of the very being together of men and women, the inoperative community. This simple yet profound insight lies at the heart of our predicament. We are not merely witnessing a collision of interests or ideologies. We are witnessing a struggle for meaning within the shared fabric of human existence. The war in Lebanon is but one manifestation of a deeper societal unease, where individual and collective identities intersect in complex ways. Nancy's concept of being with others takes on particular significance here, as we grapple with the profound impact of violence on our communal lives. The fact that the community is an inoperative machine does not mean it has no effect on our lives. Rather, it affects us precisely because we are always already implicated in its operation, the inoperative community. This paradox underscores the inherent ambiguity of shared existence and the far-reaching consequences of our actions. As Nancy so eloquently put it, war is a way of life, and not just any way of life, but one that is deeply rooted in the very fabric of human existence, the birth to presence. In this context, the escalating conflict between Israel and Hezbollah can be seen as a manifestation of our shared being together. The strikes on Beirut's southern suburbs are not merely an act of aggression, they are also a statement about the inherent instability of our communal lives. As we scramble to respond to these events, we must acknowledge that our actions have consequences that ripple far beyond the immediate conflict. We must learn to see the other not just as an enemy or a friend, but as a fellow human being who is implicated in our own existence, the inoperative community. Only then can we begin to think about war and politics in a way that is truly responsible and just. This requires us to step back from the immediacy of the conflict and reflect on the deeper implications of our actions. As the situation continues to unfold, it is essential that we remain vigilant to the complexities of human community and the far-reaching impact of war on our being together. By acknowledging these complexities, we may yet find a way forward, not by resolving the conflict itself, but by confronting its inherent ambiguity and taking responsibility for our shared existence. In this moment of crisis, it is more crucial than ever that we adopt a critical and reflexive approach to war and violence, one that acknowledges their profound impact on human communities. By doing so, we may yet find a way to navigate the treacherous waters of conflict with greater nuance and empathy, not for the benefit of any particular party, but for the sake of our shared humanity. Thank you for listening to today's episode of French Philosophers React. Be sure to come back tomorrow for another reflective take on the day's news.